How's it going, gamers? Coming at you today with a double stage 2 deck featuring one of my favorite Pokemon in the IP in Garchomp. Both of these Pokemon utilize fighting and water energy to hit for really solid amounts of damage. Poliwrath in particular cracking for 140 can clean out things like Suicune in a single go, and Garchomp's Reckless Shearing makes it so we are more likely to assemble multiple stage 2s in a single game of Pokemon Pocket. Your most aggressive starts involve Mantike as a lead, allowing you to rare candy up into Chomp and hit for 100 on the second turn of the game. And we get to splash in promo Poliwag here as well, occasionally cracking for 40 points of damage on a coin flip that can clear out baby Pokemon in a pinch. If you enjoy off-meta decks being explored in Pokemon Pocket like this one, make sure you're subscribed to Oglandia Pocket here on YouTube so you don't miss any of the things that we'll be covering here. For the rest of the day, if you enjoy this one, smash the like button. Have fun. Alright, I would like a Mantike, please. Never a Mantike. Never a Mantike. It's fine. We're going to have fighting energy underneath this. We're going to candy into a Garchomp. It's going to be glorious. Glorious Garchomp. I'm going to chomp like I've never chomped before. So we have the little tyke and the X speed, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I believe there's water energy on top of our deck here, though, so we can't actually attack with Chomper set on 2, unfortunately. That's fine. He can hopefully help us churn into a... Our ideal prize mapping here is 1-1-2, so we can give up the Mantike, we can move the Chomp in, and then we can finish on the Poliwrath EX. So ideally, we'll shear into a Poliwag next turn and get that going. Or we could just hit it all natural. Go ahead and candy this out just so it's there. Get a little splashy toss on this one. If only we could Reckless Shear our energy zone. Yep. Thoxor, thank you for the 47 months. I appreciate the almost 4 years. Welcome back. Ben, thank you for the over 5 years of support. You know, it's really easy to look at a game like this and be like, well, why not just only play fighting energy? And the answer is, like, you're just not always going to have the Mantike to start. The idea is some amount of the time. I've seen a lot of people approach the deck building theory of, well, you make your deck more consistent if you only play one energy in the energy zone. And it's not that your deck becomes more consistent when you do that, so much as it just puts the variance into a different spot, I think is the way you want to frame / think about it. It's not that you have less variance, it's just that your RNG is in a different place, so to speak. Instead of a 50-50 in your energy zone, you'd be betting on variance for what's the word I'm searching for? You'd be betting on variance for whether or not your Mantike shows up. They don't have a candy themselves here, or Frog. We're actually in a pretty good spot here, yeah. They really need to pull Poliwrath up to the front and hit it this turn. They need candy Frog Cyrus, which they're through 14 cards, but that is 3 cards they need. Yeah, just hitting Chomp here ain't it for them, because this Poliwrath's about to hit for 140, right? So we were a little bit clunky to start, but we get to go ahead and start hitting them real hard here. I don't think I'm shearing the Gibble. I think there's a world where I want an extra copy of that. Thank you for all the support this morning. Those direct bits, prime subs, and paid subs are a big part of why I'm able to do what I do as a job. Around the bend, thank you for the almost 2 years. And Time Lord, 80 months. Over 6.5 years. It's a very long time. It's a lot of different games here. Thanks for keeping me around through it all. All right, they found their missing piece, but it is too little too late. They are cooked by our Poliwrath. Yeah, in fact, the primary thing to complain about or point out being bad in Marvel Snap is that their actual digital client leaves a little bit to be desired. It's been a little bit of a laggy disaster lately. It's still very playable, but it has more in-game crashes than I would care for than our ideal. Ooh, we have some candy. I think we're sharing the X speed, yeah? Am I? Or is it the big jump? I'm gonna share the big jump, because if I hit Mantike, I'm gonna X speed into the Mantike. And now we're gonna share the XP next turn, so I'm gonna go ahead and rare candy into this Poliwrath. Oh, you know, was I maybe just supposed to let this die? Thinking about the back and forth here, I should have put the fighting energy on the Poliwrath, yeah. 100%. I should have put the energy on the Poliwrath. I'm through both my candies, so I actually can't evolve into the second Poliwrath. I think we're just doing this. We're just chilling for a turn here. I think we're actually gonna be okay. I mean, I made a mistake, but I guess if they have a cape, we get into trouble, which is very possible. But like if I had put the first fighting energy on Poliwrath, we'd be hitting for 140 next turn. Whereas now they're gonna have an extra window. That's a very weird decision from them. That's gotta be wrong. Oh, I should have sheared. That's fine. It probably doesn't matter. I think the only utility card we draw towards at this point is I guess I could have drawn towards evolving the Gibble. Goodbye my deck. Okay. Am I through all of my basics? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am, so we'll shear the Pokeball. They are 2 turns off of attacking with either of their Darkrai's here. So I think our opponent is cooked. You know, I made a mistake with our energy to start. I guess if they find Cape, they might still get us here, yeah. Genesis, thank you for the 4 years of sub support. It's a really long time. Welcome back. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and shear Poliwrath away because I don't have another candy. I can't evolve into it anyways. Let's put this here. Let's put this here. Hit them with the Knuckle Buster. Okay, so they can win if they have Cape plus second Cyrus, because they already burned a Cyrus. So they need Cape to live my Hydro Knuckle, and then they need Cyrus to pull Poliwrath back up when I retreat and attack with the Garchomp. Okay, so they had the Cape and the Cyrus, but they did this. I guess they could have Sabrina here. Sabrina still gets us. That is, it's not a Sabrina, and Repel doesn't work on us, so. I think we're good. We made a really big mistake early this game, but our opponent made a bigger mistake. Should we shear the Pokeball in case they Mars us? Can we shear when our deck is empty? No, you can't. Okay. I should have played the Poliwag to play around Mars. But shearing wasn't an option. You're right. We could have played around Mars. But I played around it by playing the Poliwag, not by shearing, so it's not an option. So interesting game there. I made a mistake earlier, the opponent made a mistake late, so we ended up taking it. Ooh, a Gengar enjoyer. Look at us, chat, in our terrible stage 2 Pokemon decks. Pokemon Pocket in its purest form. Eevee's going to be finding a friend, and more importantly, because they're on Psychic Energy, Sylveon's going to be able to attack for our opponent. Can I find a piece of candy? Ooh, that's some redraws. Might be a fast one, gamers. Do I want Baby Chomp or Big Chomp? I think it's Baby Chomp, so I can shear. That's close though. Because Big Chomp with weakness does still clear this. Want to go dig in for another basic here. Perfect. Yes, Meow. We're gonna play your deck after we're done with this one. Oh, bother. That's still only 50 damages, though. You think supporters can ever be strong enough in this game to make Gengar EX playable? Probably not. I think I'm gonna shear Big Chomp. Am I? That's gotta be crazy. Shear the Cyrus. I might regret this. We'll see. I will be okay either way, probably. Oh, they have. I thought the cape looked a little strange, but Lily plus the cape letting them live here makes a lot of sense. All right, that makes our reckless shearing choice this turn very easy. What do we think of retreating this and then energying the Poliwag? I think I'm into it. And then I think I'm actually gonna put Baby Chomp here, and I'm gonna go ahead and shear again to like guarantee that we get to Poliwrath next turn. Well, I guess there's a permutation that we could technically miss on, but there's a rare. I guess the rare candy could be in our bottom two potentially. Thanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so the Pokeball currently has no text. I don't think this doesn't have text anymore, right? So I don't think there's anything in our deck that helps us, but we might as well shear through it all, right? We're not doing anything anyways. Yeah, I'd be happy to take a deck submission or two per Snap RST. If you want to send something in, you can claim the first slot. All right, if they have Candy EX Gengar, they could get us 8 cards. 8 cards left in their deck, though. Ooh, 6 cards left in their deck. Everybody pledge. Cool. Close game. All right, I've got X speed to move this out. If we can find a Mantike, we can start getting energy charged up right away. It's close here, so I really want a Mantike, but on the other side, I kind of want to draw. I kind of want to be able to draw towards Candy too. So like there's a basic I want to draw, but there's also a non-basic I want to draw as well. All right, we've got all of our friends set up here. My kingdom for a baby that makes fighting energy. And I think, again, because this is water and not fighting, we put the energy to start on Poliwag because the Gibble's not going to be able to attack next turn regardless. Rubik, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Come on, give Papa a fighting energy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see, gamers. All right, so I'm gonna research. I'm gonna go Gabite. I'm gonna go Gibble. I'm gonna go water energy here. We can only splashy toss onto basic Pokemon. So we'll splashy toss here, we'll water energy here, and the next turn we go fighting plus evolve. We'll be ready to go. Griffin Bruce, in case anybody's unfamiliar with how long I've been here on Twitch.tv, Griffin Bruce has resubscribed for 109 months. Thank you for the over 9 years of support. Welcome back. Appreciate it. It's long. It's an eternity. All right, there's the perfect card to shear away, so we can go digging for a candy here. Ooh, piece of candy. I think they're cooked at this point, yeah. We've got Daddy Chomp up front. We got his poker buddy in the back. What's this one do? 70, flip a coin if tails, this Texas. Nothing if heads, they're paralyzed. Man, there's a feast or famine attack. That's real scary. Some high roll potential on that Pokemon. Will he is, gamers. Oh, baby. Baby William. William is a terrifying gamer. All right, so I think I want to shear towards a second candy here because Cyrus isn't going to be relevant this game, and I want to get this other bench Pokemon to more HP, so that way we don't get tagged by a Sabrina. Perfect. Because obviously, if they have another Will or they hit heads, they clear this, and then Poliwrath is primed to like clear them out. But I just need to make sure we don't get punked out by a supporter here. Want to kind of think about my lose conditions and then try and play around those lose conditions happening. Only 4 cards left in our deck here. Alright, they got him. Chomp down, Drampa asserting its dominance as the superior dragon Pokemon. But our prize mapping looking strong here. Able to give up 2 knockouts and then still finish on Polydad here. Yeah, they're cooked. Do you think they will make changes to the core gameplay here to make it more like the TCG? Absolutely not. I think Pokemon Pocket was explicitly designed to be a bite-sized version of Pokemon TCG, and I honestly think they did a good job of it. There's no reason they would ever make this game more like Paper Pokemon. They wanted it to be distinct in a number of ways, and I think they did a good job accomplishing that. If you frame it in the way that there's not a lot of playable cards in every Pokemon Pocket set, the economy really ends up not being that bad. That's not remotely true. In fact, I would make the argument that there being so few playable cards in the average Pokemon Pocket set actually makes the economy markedly worse, because the lack of playable cards in the average Pokemon Pocket set means that the odds that you open something that's playable from the new set is really low. It actually leans into the number one thing that makes the Pokemon Pocket economy bad, which isn't that it's terrible from a pure numbers perspective. The core problem with the Pokemon Pocket economy is that it's the highest variance digital card game economy you'll ever experience. If Pokemon Pocket's economy was like Marvel Snap, for example, where you can buy specifically just the cards you want and didn't have to engage with loot boxes, Pokemon Pocket's economy would be very reasonable because there aren't a lot of playable cards in every set. You could be like, okay, I'm just going to get the Suicune, and I'm going to get the Mantike and a handful of other playable cards, and that's great. But because you can't choose what you open, and it's 500 pack points, i.e. you have to open 100 freaking packs to get the specific cards you want, it makes the economy very brutal. Because again, it's not that Pocket's economy is generically bad, it's that it's the highest variance economy of any of these games. And that's the crux of the problem. It's not that it's generically bad, it's that it's incredibly high variance. Where is our fighting energy? Our energy is about as low variance as the Pocket economy, unfortunately. Devil's Advocate, how many of the new Snap cards are playable in the same way? Marvel Snap is the best balanced live service game I have ever played. We sat down and wrote out a list of decks in Marvel Snap that are reasonably playable the other day because I'm putting together a comprehensive video, and there's like 50 decks. Marvel Snap doesn't intentionally design bad cards. Their goal is to have every card in their game be playable, and they do balance passes twice a month to try and move their game closer to that goal. Which again is not to say that their game is perfect. Game design is hard and it's easy to miss. It's easy to make a mistake. But they iterate frequently, and that's the key to success. It's not that you need to never fail. It's that when you fail, you need to be willing to try and make a correction. So their game is the best balanced game I've ever played, not because their game designers are some kind of savants and Pokemon designers are bad. It's because their game designers have the freedom to be like, okay, we shot too high, we're going to pull it down. We shot too low, we're going to buff it up. And twice a month they do that. Woo! All right, come on. I need you to swing and miss, gamer. Oh baby, oh baby. Hit him with the knuckles. So Dark Card, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Kazan, yeah, I would totally take a viewer deck. Hit me up. I like everything so far. I just want more game modes in Pocket. Versus and lackluster solo match versus the AR, not enough. Give us more. You're genuinely, I would be absolutely floored if they ever gave you more to do in Pokemon Pocket. And like, I want to make it really clear because people like to say like, Jeff, you're being negative here because I'm talking about just like realities that don't sound nice. But like, I'm here playing Pocket because I genuinely enjoy it despite what I'm talking about here. Like, I'm just being honest and acknowledging the reality. But like, this is a game where 10 months later, I can't even import a deck list from text. Expecting them to implement entire new game modes is like so far beyond the scope of what you should expect from this application.